especially this season, was to make this program a dynasty, and I want to see them continue winning, whether I'm on the team or not.
Welcome back to the Talk at Elevation. We're joined by Aliya Lynn, captain of the Colorado School of Mines women's rugby team, and head coach Dan Roeder. Women's rugby has grown tremendously, and much of that rise is happening right here in Colorado. With that in mind, I want to start by hearing about the journey behind it. So, Aliya, let's start with you. Can you start by telling me about your journey in rugby and kind of how that's shaped you into the leader you are today?
Yeah, definitely. I didn't play rugby until I got into college.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Rugby's definitely like one of those up-and-coming sports, so like you don't have school teams that play it. Colorado is actually a lot bigger for rugby than most states, but even in high school. But I played like basketball, and I ran track, and I ran cross country. I didn't play rugby, and then I came to college, and some of my friends had been trying to get me to play in high school, and then I met the team, and I just fell in love with it. So
Yay.
ever since my freshman year, when I like met some of my best friends and my like favorite people, I was like, oh, I love this sport. Like,
You're like, this is for me.
definitely. And so I stayed, and I kept just getting more opportunities to travel, to play, meet some amazing people. And I've just stuck with it, and I hope to keep sticking with it. It's been great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool. That you didn't even play till college, and then you just decided to stay. That's really awesome.
So did you attend school in Colorado before high school?
Yeah, so I went.
Okay.
I'm from like the Fort Collins area, so I went to
nice.
Pooter High School.
Oh, cool.
So didn't travel too far to go to college, and then,
Boom.
stayed there.
Well, tell us about your journey, Coach.
Well, so I was a student at Colorado School of Mines, and I won't say how long ago, but
Doesn't matter.
before the internet. Back in those days, it was just freshman orientation. There were 2 sheets of paper, and one was for lacrosse and one was for rugby, and I kind of looked at both of them and didn't think anything of, never heard of either sport. And then the next year, my sophomore year, a friend of mine across the hall in the dorms was from Canada, and he had grown up playing rugby. So he got me into it, and we played. Back in those days, there weren't really divisions. So the School of Mines, we played like Air Force Academy and CU and CSU and Wyoming, all these really big schools.
You're like, oh, whoa.
So we were more of a social team with a rugby problem than a rugby team. But so I fell in love with the sport back then, and then I played here locally for the Denver Harlequins down at Cook Park. Played there for 13 years and was really involved with the leadership, running the team. I did the web page back in those days, and just had a great time. Loved going out and competing with my brothers every Saturday. And then the body can only handle so much rugby, so I finally retired and really hadn't given it much thought. Played a little old boys, and then just met a couple of grad students from School of Mines, and just at a rugby social event, and they said, hey, the women's team had been on and off, I think before then. This was 2010, and they were, do you want to come coach the women's rugby at Mines? And I'm like, well, is there even 15 women at Mines? And they said, well, we're getting it going, and so it's, I actually thought about it a long time. I was like, well, I don't want to do it unless I can take it serious and maybe give it a good 10 years to see if we can get something going. And, so there was mostly just, we really struggled with getting numbers. Probably half the team was graduate students. They weren't even eligible to play in a lot of games.
Oh, man.
Because, it kind of follows loosely with NCAA eligibility.
Right. Weird rules.
Yeah,
Like that.
and then, it just, over time, and kind of my approach was just to be there consistently. The previous coaches they had were kind of flighty and hit or miss. So I was just going to show up, be consistent, and kind of structure. And, over time, the students more, they would get involved and fall in love with the sport. And we finally got some good student leadership that kind of turned the corner, started winning some games, we won our conference, went to regionals one year.
That's awesome.
And, it comes down, to having good student leadership that buy into it. The less I do, the better, really, as long as, because it really needs to come from the students. I can't, be barking at everybody and, trying to boss people around because they just don't listen.
Right. They're not going to be as receptive as
when,
the student.
when Aliya yells at them, they listen.
There you go.
I'll be like,
She's mad.
Aliya's on one. Just in the back.
So 2019, we had 2 high school All-Americans, and that really kind of turned the corner for the program overall. And we went to the national championship game and lost a close one in the final. And then, of course, 2020, there was no rugby. And then coming back and just the last few seasons, we've just been super fortunate to have a lot of buy-in from the students, and they do a fantastic job recruiting. The women's winning a bronze medal in the Olympics, I think, really drove a lot of interest in rugby. And that following fall season, we had 50 players and 1 coach, and I'm like, oh.
You're like, whoa,
what's going on?
I think at one point we had like 54, and they all showed up to practice, and I said, I don't even know what to do with you guys.
Are you in the right place?
You all want to join rugby?
You're here.
Maybe we recruited too
awesome.
hard this time. Should have pulled back on that one, maybe.
Got to weed out the non-rugby players because it's tough because our current number 15, she was just a phenomenal athlete and never played rugby, and trying to weed out rugby players from non-rugby players, and her name's Piper, and she just a fantastic athlete, super motivated, and was the D3 Player of the Year last year.
Yeah.
So just couldn't
That's
be
huge.
happier.
Yeah. Just getting that attention. What does it mean for both of you to have women's rugby have that much recognition now?
I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it's a growing sport, and as it becomes more popular and as more people join, I think it really drives attention on some great athletes that been kind of flying under the radar. We've watched Ilona Maher really take lead on growing visibility in women's rugby and women's sports in general. And so it provides just another opportunity for girls to play a sport where they feel strong, they feel involved, they're
wanted.
And I think rugby's just one of those communities that's also super accepting of you, and that's a great environment to be part of, a great community to be a part of. And so the more we get recognition for not only that, but also but you guys are also athletes, you go do hard stuff and you are amazing at it. That's great for not only our team but just everyone in the community. And if we can start them younger, get them involved at the high school age, where we stop recruiting based on you look athletic, or you look like you could tackle someone and not cry. When we start getting more high school players, that's when I think programs are gonna super take off. That's we've gotten lucky with getting athletes Piper. Most of us, we have one player that's played in high school before now, but which means
It's crazy.
If we can get them started at
They're gonna
a young,
double the numbers.
Yeah.
If
you have 100 people at the next one.
Every program is gonna be just super dominant, and then we'll be competing more on national stages with teams who have been historically the powerhouses, New Zealand, Fiji, England, all of those teams. That would be great for just butterfly effect,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things about rugby in general is everybody, they're called laws in rugby instead of rules, but everybody plays the same set of laws. So we, as a D3 college team, we play the same set of laws as the international men, the New Zealand All Blacks. And I've always thought that was just the coolest thing. It's not like softball and baseball, or women's lacrosse, where it's
a little,
it's different games. It's the same exact game, same exact laws. So I think that's really cool.
Before we move on, let's talk about something every serious athlete needs to pay attention to: your digital footprint. Fan Nation has just released a powerful new tool to help athletes make sure their social media profiles are fully optimized and recruit ready. Today, coaches aren't just evaluating game film, they're evaluating character, leadership, and maturity online. This resource gives you a step-by-step roadmap to clean up your profiles, highlight your strengths, and avoid common mistakes that can cost opportunities. If playing at the next level is your goal, don't leave your online presence to chance. Go check it out now at fandaynation.com.
That's awesome. That's so huge, especially, you know, it's cool to see not only in just like basketball with Kaylin Clark, like making women's sports so big, it's like transversing to everything else in this world. And that is so cool, especially, I mean, I didn't know that much about rugby before this and stuff, but just hearing you guys speak about it, like, I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I want these girls to go out and kill it, because that's also something that maybe you wouldn't normally see the typical female in that aspect. You know, you're tackling each other and everything like that. That's not something you would see back then. So it's really cool to see the progression.
It's always the funnest practice is the first tackle practice, because tackling is like 90% courage, and you see who's got the courage to put a shoulder in, because by the time the boys get to college, they've usually played some kind of tackle sport, but it's pretty rare that women have played any kind of ever made a tackle in their life. So it's always really interesting to see who's got that courage and who doesn't.
My first practice, I'm so sorry, Skylar and Bethany. Shout out to you guys, because I didn't know how to tackle, but I was very willing to make contact. And I just kept dropping them. I was just like, boom, huge hit. But then, you see football hits. They don't have to wrap. You just put a shoulder and body someone. Yeah. Did that a few times to both of them. I was like, and then later I was sorry. And people were like, that's not how you make a tackle. I was like, look, she's on the ground. Like, that's clearly a tackle. Like, I tackled her. So it's definitely like one of those where you have to teach from like base level, like, right. This is how you put a shoulder in safely. Yes. You have to have your head on this side so you don't get concussed. And those are all super cool things, but those are, for most sports, things you learn when you're like 5. Like, this is how you dribble a basketball, and this is the shooting form. And we're doing that in like 2 weeks after we've started, like after recruitment till our first game, and we're trying to get them to like understand the entire game of rugby in 2 weeks. Yeah. So that's a challenge.
That's a lot.
That is. There's a lot of, it's a easy game, or I'd say it's a simple game conceptually, but there's a lot of nuance to it. And, so that's the hardest part. We call it rugby IQ, is getting the rugby IQ up, because it's always like this, fall, they have 2 weeks and then your first game all of a sudden. So it's a lot of trial by fire.
Okay, what do you know?
Yeah. So having good veteran leadership is super important, and we've been really fortunate the past few years.
Yeah. I was like super lucky, because I came in during a time where like Piper and Michaela like had a lot of buy-in from like all the vets, and then they got all the rookies to really buy in. And I think that's part of the reason why I loved it so much, is because other people were like, they loved it and they just like shared that. And so that's what we've definitely been trying to continue. And I think we've had some awesome leadership in the past like 5-6 years.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
How do you keep that? How do you keep that community like together with, so many new faces coming in each year, people playing, people getting hurt, not playing anymore?
Yeah, it's a lot for like on the veterans to like make the rookies feel welcome and to buy into something, because not everyone's great at the sport. Let's be honest. Like, we're not cutting people. Not everyone's amazing, and not everyone wants to even play at a higher level than this. Some people honestly would rather just come to practice even, and that's it. So we make sure we do a lot outside of it to make sure like they feel like loved, and we're trying to get to know them as people. And I think at Mines it also helps is like everyone's struggling with school, and everyone like is like, we also, no offense, Roder, are like, there's so many men. So everyone's like, I just want to meet some girls.
Like a community.
I think that also really helps us, is that we're like, hey, this is just us. Like, you're going to let us in for like the dining hall, and we're going to sit and get to know you guys and eat together, or like we're going to hang out on weekends and watch like movies or watch more rugby. Like there's definitely a lot that we put in outside of just the practices to make sure everyone feels very welcome to be part of the team.
It's important.
Yeah, and Leah touched on it a bit. You know, rugby is a big community, and it's one of the more social sports because you spend 80 minutes just beating each other up. And then afterwards, you know, well, not so much on this team, but on the men's team, you go to the pub afterwards and drink some beers with the guys you were just beating up for the last 80 minutes. So it's just such a great social sport.
Good community.
Great community.
Like the amount of times I've had like girls absolute deck me, or like I'll like make the like hardest hit on them, and then they just look at me in the game where I'm looking at them, and I'm just like, that was fantastic. Like, you were amazing. Like there's just so much like
Love around.
in rugby, and like so much appreciation for each other and each other's skills, or like willingness to go out here and play a hard sport. So
And that's awesome because you think like you hit that person, they're gonna like get pissed off and get mad and then like push you back. But it's cool to see that everyone like accepts it.
And help me up.
Yeah, literally.
yeah, definitely have made quite a few friends on other teams just because like I stiff armed them and they were like, I don't even know how you did that. Like I fell, but that was fantastic. Like it's
cute.
crazy. Even after you win or lose a game, you guys are all buddies, and there's a lot of respect in it.
Yeah, I remember playing some more senior teams when I was playing, and you know they were more than happy after the game to help you out and give you pointers and teach you a few things. So it's just a great social sport.
It's huge.
Can you talk a little bit more, dive deeper in the recruitment process and how you guys get players?
Yeah, so this year we actually installed a recruitment team because a lot of times it's just like random vets being like, oh, come play rugby. Like, you look semi-athletic and like you would like to go hit somebody. Like, you might have anger issues. Come play rugby.
We'll help you.
So this year we reformatted our leadership, and we have people that like are just super passionate about people like joining the community, not only for the sports side, but for the social side. And they've done a fantastic job. Like they get involved in every like welcome event with freshmen. We're there. Like we're there with signs with like probably 20 of us yelling at them going, play rugby, lifting people up awesome. And like or like tossing them the ball to just try to get them to interact with us. And
that's really cool.
Like we put in a lot of effort across the board, like social media, and then with the like welcome weeks, and also like talking our friends into joining. But it's hard. It's hard because everyone's like scary. The 20 very like loud women are like
you're rugby in the first place, and you're like,
yeah, it's like it's definitely an overwhelming experience. But we see a lot of them end up being like, oh, I just talked to the volleyball team and they don't seem excited to talk to me, but you guys seem really excited. And we're like, no, hey, on the volleyball team, like they're fantastic, but like I think we're just coming in and we're willing to take anyone, and we tell them that we're like, and it's one of those things like in some sports it's like, oh, you have to be like taller to play basketball or stuff.
Yeah.
In rugby, it's like
you guys are just accepting
you have
everyone.
kids like they're 100 pounds and like not even 5 foot. And like then we have like 6'2" girls that like look like they could definitely like be your bodyguard, and it's just like anyone can play rugby, and that's something that's fantastic about it. So I think people really buy into it.
Yeah, rugby really is. You know, there's 15 positions in the fall when we play rugby union, and there's a spot for everybody: tall people, short people, strong people, fast people.
Yeah.
So that's another one of the great aspects of the game. And the last few years, they've had a really good recruitment at the M climb.
Yes.
For the freshmen when they're carrying their rocks up to the M. So
nice. That's cool. You were talking about that work week and everything. Do you do like those like tabling events and stuff to like get that recruiters in and everything too?
Yeah, we have a thing called Celebration of Minds. It's like a club fair. We're always at that. We're at M Climb where all the freshmen have walked past us with their rocks, and we're all waving our signs. We table. You constantly see us around campus. We're running recruitment events. Like we're like, hey, there's a recruitment meeting here. We got like 3 new people for this like season, and a lot of people don't join like in between seasons.
Yeah.
So getting 3 people, and then we had like 8 or 9 interested in the first place. That's crazy. That just is all of like my leadership, just working hard and making sure we're talking about it and making sure that we're getting our name out there as much as possible.
That's awesome. So how does it feel to, be seen in this women's sports? Like, what does that mean to you?
It's super important, like on whatever level that you need that. I think some athletes are looking to just be seen by other athletes or like their coaches, be like, hey, like we see you for how hard you work, that you come out to every practice, that you're willing to put in the work. And then there's some of us that are obviously looking to be playing at a higher level. And it's super important that the more eyes we get on each other and on like the team as a whole are more people that like I think feel not only feel validated by, but also that it opens up all these opportunities. So I think it's just super important to like keep growing and like doing things like this, where it's like, this isn't just for me, this is for all my teammates who want to play at a higher level, all my teammates that want to play like 10 years with a social club. And there's so many people that like deserve to be recognized because we're putting hours in, hours out, like outside of the classroom. Like this isn't our main focus. And
It's a fun thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that so many people are willing to buy into it and then like fall in love with it and like want more, that's super cool. And like the more you see that, the more it opens up doors for like everyone else. Like, yeah, we just like other teams winning like in our region also helps us. Like this is something that's for the community, definitely.
Yeah, and it's good, the success we've had, getting our name out there, but trying to recruit, I think a lot of people, if they play in high school, they don't think of Colorado School of Mines first for rugby. But then, it is Colorado School of Mines, so there's, some pretty hefty entrance requirements, and you really got to like math. So it's like, if you see a high school player that's interested, do you like math? No.
First question.
Well, you're probably not going to want to go to an engineering school.
Yeah.
We're proud to celebrate women who lead on and off the court. Nikostone welcomes new brand ambassador Sophie Zidell, a standout basketball player at the University of Colorado. Her exclusive edits is all about confidence, strength, and the style that moves with you. Support women in sports and shop Sophie's limited collection now at nikostones.com.
Yeah. Coach, how does it feel to just be a coach of a women's team that you don't really have a lot of women's player in the sport around the world? And how do you make your athletes feel recognized, valued beyond just wins?
Well, I always, try and focus on what we have in common. I always think, well, we're both rugby players, we're both School of Mines students, so that makes us about 50% the same.
That's awesome.
But other than that, it's, I've learned, I had a little bit of coaching experience before I started on this team with some high school boys. They're different because you can just bark orders at them and, challenge their manhood, and they're going to, that's usually, but with coaching women, I've learned over the years, it's very important to get them involved in the decision-making process. And, like I said, the more better leadership we have coming from the students, the more hands-off I am. And, that's really the first year we went to regionals. We had a great captain. She was a natural leader and the best player on the team. So that always helps. And, so she would be the one that would, kind of drive things. And, I was very hands-on and, at that point, I just realized, be hands-off and let, the students lead the team.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Awesome.
It's definitely different than like most, like
Yeah.
when you think of athletics, especially at a collegiate level, like you're used to coaches taking lead. For club sports, like it's your student athletes really driving that. But like I wouldn't be able to do his job and my job. Like,
Right.
So it's like always nice because I feel like Roder, like he undersells himself. He's such a great support and like he really cares about all of us as people before even athletes and as rugby players. And I think that also helps with the team feels very safe. Like we don't mind having a guy coach,
Yeah,
like we feel
absolutely.
very safe with him.
good.
He makes us feel valued. And I think that's super important, especially in a women's team, like where there is a bit more like, a little bit less like rah, rah, rah. And I'm like,
How do you feel?
yeah, rah, rah, rah. Like, and all slightly different, same ideas. But
Yes.
Oh,
Well, what's next for you guys, Aliya and Coach? What's on the horizon?
Well, we're just starting up our spring 7 season. So rugby sevens is what they play in the Olympics. So we have our first tournament down at the Air Force Academy on Sunday. So that'll be fun. The last few years, there's a great tournament in DC the end of April. It's called the CRCs. It's all sevens. There's between men and women, there's like 140 some teams. It's just, it's 3 days of great rugby. The first year we went all the way to the final, and
yeah, I didn't think we.
Yeah, and
Everyone we got in like last minute. Everyone was like,
Where'd they come from?
Where are you guys from? Like we had just joined NCR, went all the way to the final, and
that was our first real serious year of sevens. Yeah, and I had when I played, I was a forward, and sevens was not at all anything thought I'd ever be interested in. But it really is. It's that tournament at the end of April is just something to look forward to. Last year, we were 1 point away from getting in the stadium. So if you win the first 2 games, you played the second 2 games in the stadium. It's similar to like a Dick's.
Oh, cool.
So we were 1 point away. So
we went 3-1 on the weekend and dropped us to 5th place. Just
won
close.
the plate, right? Was it the plate?
Yeah.
So this year we're super excited to get some redemption and hopefully get back in the stadium because that's the fun time.
Yeah, you get run out of tunnel. It's fantastic. Tunnel season.
Just the energy. Yeah, that's cool.
But we definitely have a lot of potential. I think that we're gonna have a great season coming up. We have 2 7-sides worth of teams, and so that's a lot of interest. And we've had the numbers at practice that people are showing up. So it's definitely something that I'm excited about for this season. And then obviously next season I'm graduating. So sorry, Rotary, I will not be doing my master's.
No grad school.
But like something I really set out to do, especially this season, was to make this program a dynasty. And I want to see them continue winning, whether I'm on the team or not. So I'm hoping to see them defend our title next year, take another one home, and
we're starting to get some attention. The school president, PCJ, we call him, Paul Johnson, he's really taken an interest in the team. And they've promised some capital improvements on the rugby field and just getting kind of, some more visibility, from the athletic department and stuff has been fantastic. So I'm excited to see where this can go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We wish you the best of luck.
Absolutely. Yeah,
We
good luck this
appreciate it.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
So where can we find you on social media first before we let you go?
Instagram's our main. Mine's Women's Rugby on Instagram. You can find everything about all of us there, and then follow us individually if you ever get interested in any of it. We have some amazing players. Like I've personally had the chance to play at like a U23 for under US Rugby, like all-star level. And then hopefully like that'll eventually develop into like a professional level or national level.
Yeah.
And then we have like Piper, who's now playing at National Rugby League. So if like there's ever a player you get really interested in, we tag everyone and everything. But everything about the team, Mine's Women's Rugby on Instagram, best place to find us.
Yeah,
Awesome.
and I'm not on social media except LinkedIn, so talk to her.
Add him on LinkedIn.
I'm on LinkedIn. There you go. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We've learned that women's rugby continues to prove that when athletes are given the platform to compete and be recognized, the game only gets stronger. From leadership on the field to growth within the program, the impact goes far beyond the scoreboard. A huge thanks to you guys for sharing your story with us today. This has been the Talk at Elevation. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.